إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. But today is Saturday, 27 Rabi' al-Thani, 1445, corresponding to November 11th, 2023. Today, inshallah, I'll explain page 368, Sourat Ashouaara, chapter 26. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. قال فرعون وما رب العالمين قال رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما إن كنتم موقنين قال لمن حوله ألا تستمعون قال ربكم ورب آبائكم الأولين قال إن رسولكم الذي أرسل إليكم لمجنون. قال رب المشرق والمغرب وما بينهما إن كنتم تعقلون. Fir'aun said, and what is the Lord of al-Alameen? Musa said, the Lord of the heavens and the earth and all that is in between them, if you seek to be convinced with certainty. Fir'aun said to those around him, do you not hear what he says about Musa alayhi salam? Musa alayhi salam said, your Lord and the Lord of your ancient fathers. So he continues describing who Allah is. Fir'aun said, verily your messenger who has been sent to you is a madman. Musa alayhi salam said, Lord of the east and the west and all that is between them, if you did but understand. So he didn't pay heed to the mockery of Fir'aun. He continued declaring who Allah was. Because there were some people among Fir'aun, like the person who's actually going to believe in Musa alayhi salam, who were listening to what Musa alayhi salam was saying, even though Fir'aun was trying to mock him. Allah tells us about the disbelief, rebellion, oppression, and denial of Fir'aun, as he says, وَمَا رَبُّ الْعَالَمِينَ. So Fir'aun is saying, what is this Lord of al-Alameen that you're calling him to worship? This is because he used to tell people that he was their Lord and there was no God besides him, as Allah told us in Surat Al-Qasas, مَا عَلِمْتُ لَكُم مِّنْ إِلَهٍ غَيْرِي. So by saying that, he obviously fooled his people and they obeyed him, because any person in his sound mind is going to know that a human being is not the Lord, however strong he may be. But of course, Fir'aun fooled his people and they obeyed him. They chose to obey him, even though they knew that he was wrong. They used to deny the Creator, and he be glorified, and they believed that they had no other Lord than Fir'aun. When Musa said to them, I am the messenger of the Lord of the worlds, Fir'aun said to him, who is this who you are claiming is the Lord of al-Alameen other than me? This is how it was interpreted by the scholars of the Salaf and the Imams of later generations. As-Suddi said, this ayah, where Fir'aun is saying, and who is this that you're claiming is the Lord of al-Alameen, this is like the ayah where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Taha, قال فمن ربكما يا موسى قال ربنا الذي أعطى كل شيء خلقه ثم هدى. Fir'aun said, who then, O Musa, is the Lord of who then is the Lord? Rotate and finish the ayah. Who is the Lord of the Fir'aun said, who then, O Musa, is the Lord of you both, you and Harun? So he, Musa alayhi salam, said, our Lord is the one who gave to everything its form and nature, then guided it aright to whatever it needs to survive. Those among the philosophers and others who claimed that this was a question about the nature or substance of Allah are mistaken. Fir'aun did not believe in the Creator in the first place, so he was in no position to ask about the nature of the Creator. In other words, where is he made out of? Is he a human being? Is he a statue? Is he a moon? Is he a sun? This was not his question, because he denied the Creator existed from the beginning, as is apparent from the meaning when he told the people that there is no Lord for you except me. Even though proof and evidence have been established against him, that of course he is only a king and he is not the Lord. When Fir'aun asked him about the Lord of Al-Alameen, Musa said, قال رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما. Musa said, he is the Lord of the heavens and the earth and all that is between them. Meaning the Creator, sovereign and control of all of that. Their God, who has no partner or associate. He created them alone, and He's managing them alone, subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's the one who has created all things. He knows the higher realms and the heavenly bodies that are in them, both those that are stationary and those that move and shine brightly. He knows the lower realms and what is in them. The oceans, continents, the mountains, trees, animals, plants, and fruits. He knows what is in between the two realms, the winds, birds, and whatever is in the air. All of them are servants to Him, subhanahu wa ta'ala, submitting and humbling themselves before Him. If you seek to be convinced with certainty. It means if you believe, if you have believing hearts and clear insight, you will believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the Lord of all that exists. At this, Fir'aun turned to the chiefs and leaders of his state around him for support against the convincing argument of Musa alayhi salam. So of course he is using his entourage as help against Musa alayhi salam, and said to them, mockingly expressing his disbelief in Musa, أَلَا تَسْمَعُونَ? Do you not hear? Meaning, are you not amazed by what this man is claiming, that you have another God other than me, that is the Lord of the heavens and the earth and everything in between them, including us? So Musa alayhi salam said to them, confirming this aspect, رَبُّكُمْ وَرَبُّ آبَائِكُمُ الْأَوَّلِينَ. Your Lord and the Lord of your ancient fathers. You came to be through your fathers, and your fathers perished. So will you perish as well? So how can you claim that you have no Lord except Fir'aun, who himself was born to parents and he's going to die after that? So meaning the one who created you and your forefathers, those who came before Fir'aun and his time. In other words, if Fir'aun was the Lord, so who created the people before him? He did not even exist. So similarly, when people say Jesus is Lord, well, before Isa alayhi salam was breathed into the womb of the Virgin Mary, who was the Lord? Does this universe have no Lord? Fir'aun, so he said, that is Fir'aun said, إِنَّ رَسُولَكُمُ الَّذِي أُرْسِلَ إِلَيْكُمْ لَمَجْنُونَ. Verily your messenger who has been sent to you is a madman. Of course, now the argument from Musa alayhi salam was clear. So you're saying that you are the Lord of these people, but who was the Lord? In other words, who was the Lord of the heavens and earth before even you were born? So of course, Fir'aun had no argument against that. So he turned to mocking and insult, because this is how the kuffar and their followers do. When they can't convince you with reason, they resort to mockery and violence. So Fir'aun is saying there is no sense in his claim that there is any God other than me. So Musa said to those in whose hearts Fir'aun had planted doubts, so he is trying to instill the truth in their hearts. Musa is trying to instill the truth in their hearts by saying, رَبُّ الْمَشْرِقِ وَالْمَغْرِبِ وَمَا بَيْنَهُمَا إِن كُنتُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ. Lord of the east and the west, and all that is in between them, if we did but understand. He is the one who made the east the place where the heavenly bodies rise, so like the moon and the sun, and made the west the place where they set. This is the system to which he subhanahu wa ta'ala subjugated all the heavenly bodies, stationary and moving. If what Fir'aun claims is true, that he is your Lord and your God, then let him turn things around so that the heavenly bodies set in the east and rise in the west. This is like what Ibrahim alayhi salam told Namrud, who also claimed to be the Lord. My God, how many people are there that claim to be lords of this universe? You have Namrud, you have Fir'aun, you have the Sufis that claim that there are four autad, four studs that are holding the universe, and these human beings that need to eat and go to the bathroom. If they let go of the universe will shake. Don't they read what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says? الَّذِي رَفَعَ السَّمَوَاتِ بِغَيْرِ عَمَدٍ تَرَوْنَهَا. It is He, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who raised this heaven without any pillars that you see. So anyone that that wakes up on the wrong side of the bed claims that he is the Lord of the universe. This is crazy. So Namrud claimed he is the Lord of the universe. Fir'aun claimed that he is the Lord of the universe. The kuffar think that they are the lords of the universe, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is destroying them the same way He destroyed their forefathers who were also making the same claim. So this is just like what Allah tells us in Surah Al-Baqarah about Namrud when we disputed with Ibrahim about Ibrahim's Lord, about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah has given Namrud kingdom and made him strong. All of a sudden he claimed that he is the Lord. So instead of thanking the Lord for giving him the kingdom, he worked against the benefits of the Lord of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like many rulers are doing today. When Ibrahim said, "My Lord is He who gives life and causes death," Namrud said, "I give life and cause death." And as we saw explanation, he brought two people that were supposed to be executed. He executed one and he let the other one live. Of course, this is not what Ibrahim alayhi salam meant. He meant gives life in the first place and causes death at the end. So Ibrahim alayhi salam changed the argument to another direction. He said, "Verily Allah brings the sun from the east, so cause it to rise from the west. If you say that you are the Lord of the universe, you can control it." So when Fir'aun was defeated in debate, he resorted to the use of his force and power, believing that this would be effective in with Musa alayhi salam. So he said, as Allah tells us, قَالَ لَئِنِ اتَّخَذْتَ إِلَهًا غَيْرِي لَأَجْعَلَنَّكَ مِنَ الْمَسْجُونِينَ قَالَ أَوَلَوْ جِئْتُكَ بِشَيْءٍ مُبِينٍ قال فأت به إن كنت من الصادقين فألقى عصاه فإذا هي ثعبان مبين ونزع يده فإذا هي بيضاء للناظرين قال للملأ حوله إن هذا لساحر عليم يريد أن يخرجكم من أرضكم بسحره فماذا تأمرون قالوا أرجه وأخاه وابعث في المدائن حاشرين يأتوك بكل سحار عليم. He said, if you choose, so Fir'aun told Musa alayhi salam, he said, if you choose a God other than me, I will certainly put you among the prisoners. Musa alayhi salam said, even if I bring you something manifest to prove to you that I am truly a messenger from the true Lord of the universe. So Fir'aun said, bring it forth then, if you are the truthful. So he, Musa alayhi salam, threw his stick, and behold, he became a serpent that is clear and manifest. And he drew out his hand, and behold, he was white to all beholders. He said to the chiefs around him, verily, this is indeed a well-versed sorcerer. So Fir'aun is claiming that Musa alayhi salam is using sorcery. He wants to drive you out of your land by his sorcery. What is it then that you command? They said, that means the entourage of Fir'aun, they said, put him off and his brother for a while and send callers to the cities to bring up to you every well-versed sorcerer. So you're saying that he is doing sorcery. Of course, we have well-versed sorcerers as well. We will defeat him at his own sorcery. This is what they claim. When proof had been established against Fir'aun by Musa alayhi salam, clearly and rationally, he resorted to using force against Musa alayhi salam, thinking that after this, there would be no further room for discussion. So he said, لئن اتخذت إلها غيري لأجعلنك من المسجونين. If you choose another God besides me, O Musa, I will certainly put you among the prisoners. To this, Musa alayhi salam responded, أَوَلَوْ جِئْتُكَ بِشَيْءٍ مُبِينٍ. Even if I bring you something manifest, clear, and definitive proof that I am a messenger from the Lord of the universe. So Fir'aun answered him, قال فأت به إن كنت من الصادقين فألقى عصاه فإذا هي ثعبان مبين. Fir'aun said, bring it forth then if you are of the truthful. So he threw his stick, and behold, it was a serpent manifest. Meaning it was very clear and obvious, with a huge body and a big mouth, terrifying appearance. Fir'aun had to get up and stand on his throne because he was afraid that the snake would eat him up. So, and he was telling Musa alayhi salam to hold it back. And then next, Musa alayhi salam drew out his hand from his sleeve. So he drew out his hand from his sleeve, and behold, it was white to all beholders. It was shining like a piece of moon, without having any defect. Since Fir'aun was already doomed, he hastened to stubborn denial and said to the chiefs around him that verily this Musa alayhi salam is indeed a well-versed sorcerer. He said the hand was shining white without any defect, because some people, if it had any defect, would claim that is the defect that is causing the light to emanate. So it was a normal hand, and at the same time it was shining like a piece of moon or like a light bulb that we use today. So Fir'aun said that Musa alayhi salam was a well-versed sorcerer, one who knows a great deal of magic or witchcraft. Fir'aun was trying to convince them that this was sorcery, not a miracle. Then he provoked them against Musa alayhi salam, trying to make them oppose him and disbelieve in him, and said, يُرِيدُ أَن يُخْرِجَكُم مِّنْ أَرْضِكُم بِسِحْرِهِ. He wants to drive you out of your land by his sorcery. In other words, he's your enemy and I am with you. He wants to capture people's hearts and win them over by doing this, so that he can take the people over so that they can follow him instead of following me, Fir'aun. So they will support him and help him and follow him, and he will defeat you in your own land and take the land from you. So, he's trying to scare them by the worldly possessions. So advise me, what should I do with him? In other words, he's acting like he's a consul, and he means well for the people, that Musa alayhi salam has ill intentions for the people, and that Fir'aun wants to protect them. So he's telling them, tell me, what do you want me to do in this case? So they answered him, قالوا أرجه وأخاه وبعث في المدائن حاشرين يأتوك بكل سحار عليم. They said, put him off and his brother, and said, call us to the cities to bring up to you every well-versed sorcerer. Meaning, delay him and his brother until he gathered together all the sorcerers from every city and region of your kingdom, so that they may confront him and produce something like what he produced. Then you will defeat him and have the victory, because obviously you said that this was sorcery. So Fir'aun did as they suggested, which is what Allah decreed would happen to them, so that all the people would gather in one place, and the signs and proofs of Allah would be made manifest before them all in one day. And so we'll stop here, inshallah, and we'll continue tomorrow. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to teach us the beneficial knowledge. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to save us from trials and tribulations. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring back the Muslims to the true path, especially the women, the youth among them, and to make them gather around a single leader that will lead them to establish truth and justice in this world and be a Khalifa. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring back the Khilafah to the blessed land of Palestine. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to cleanse Palestine from the filth of the disbelievers, especially the Jews. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to destroy the state of the Jews. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give victory to our brothers, the Mujahideen in Palestine, and to make them steadfast, and to give them a lot of patience against their enemy. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to destroy every disbeliever and hypocrite that is helping the Jews against our Palestinian Mujahideen. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala finally together, as Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, in the highest paradise of Al-Firdaus. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Jazakumullah khairan, brothers.
Jazakallah.
Jazakumullah.
We have another. My son have wife have